You actually had a major tour with your whole family in Europe, right? Tell us about that. I mean, wow, your kids have seen the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. Well, and this was all, I got on, and I assume we'll talk about this a little bit, but I got on this path of the divine feminine.
Hmm.
Um, it was quite a dramatic awakening for me. And once I started really learning about the goddess history of Europe, I wanted to go. I wanted
Me
to
too.
go
Me
so
too.
badly.
Hmm.
And my kids at the time were little. My son was 2, and I knew I could go. And like I thought, okay, maybe I could get over to Greece. I could get to Crete for a quick trip from the West Coast, which, that's still, but I didn't want to be away from my kids for very long. And so I kept trying to figure out how I could do this. And then my list of places that I wanted to go got longer and longer. And then,
Right.
finally one day I just had this idea that felt ridiculous, which was like, well, what if we just took this summer and went? I knew that my husband's company at the time had a really generous leave policy. And I was like, could you take an unpaid leave of absence and could we do it? Could we make it happen?
Hmm.
And so there was a lot that we had to work out logistically and financially to be able to do it. But yeah, we took 2 months and we went to, oh gosh, 4 countries, 5 countries. I mean,
Yeah.
and saw some really amazing sites that helped me along with the research that the book that
Oh,
I'm,
yeah.
hoping to
That's like my
finish now.
dream. That is my dream, what you did. And you did it with 2 little kids. I mean, I'm going to have
Yeah.
to ask you later how you did all that and the whole logistics and the trip planning. And my God, with 2 little kids, that's very impressive, Liz.
Well, it changed. It would have been a different kind of pilgrimage had it been just me. And I think at
Oh.
first I was thinking it's going to
Mm.
be it's going to be just me. It's just a different thing when you're
Hmm.
like, I want to go see this sacred site, but my kids really want ice cream. Like, how do you
Yeah.
balance
And go to the
that?
beach or whatever. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
I will tell you that what I learned in that, and I needed to learn it, was that the sacred is everywhere. She
Hmm.
is everywhere, and she is especially in those moments when you are fully present. And for me, that meant with my children. So some of
Yes.
the most extraordinary moments of the trip happened in the most ordinary of ways, and
Beautiful.
I will be forever grateful for that. And it would have been, it would not have been the same had I tried to do it by myself. So,
Isn't that amazing? I say that a lot on my show. You hear these people that do like retreats and go off to ashrams and go to India, and all that's wonderful. But at the end of the day, the treasure's in your own backyard, like Palo Alto's book. And, it's, and that's what we are. I mean, it's, you take yourself wherever you go, right? But I
yes.
will say, Liz, there's got to be something amazing, though, about seeing these ancient ruins and things that are 30,000 years old and feeling the energy there. I mean, there's got to be something for that, though, actually going there rather than looking at it in a book or on YouTube or something, right?
Very much so.
Yeah.
And I think that combined with the intent that I had, which was this just deep, deep longing to learn about this history that was like pulling me, that combined with that focused intent and energy, combined with the energy of place, it made it, pretty spectacular.
And
Yeah,
honestly, you probably, even if you had gone alone, you probably would have been very conflicted because you would have missed your kids.
I know.
Like I know when I travel without my little dog Charlotte, she is my baby. I don't have children, so like I just there's half of me missing really. Like and then I'm always thinking about her. So
As I was thinking about planning that trip, I was like, doing the whole thing that we do, which is like, there's this one part of my brain that's like, oh, what if we did this? And then there's
yeah,
like the other side that's like, this is ridiculous. How will you pay for this? And I'm like, well, but what if I use savings? What if we rented our house? What if we got really creative? And then the next part is like, well, but what about your children? How could you possibly do this? And I the funny part was that I remember just feeling this clear thing, like I am going in search of the divine mother. Of course, she wants me to bring my kids.
there
Like,
you go. There
right?
you
I
go.
mean,
There you go.
why would she be
It's
like,
just about
leave them
inclusion.
behind? Yeah. So
Hmm.
I would say that, right. Totally get it for your little sweet puppy too. You bring them
Yeah,
all. It's like,
you would have left your heart. I
right.
mean, you would have felt incomplete, and just the whole thing is just so beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Very
Thank
inspiring.
you.
I'm definitely going there someday.
I want to go back. I didn't get done. So yeah.
Mm.